Alright, today I plan on doing my mono blue affinity list. I guess I'll do a deck tech first. Uh, it I originally built it to be like a mostly zero cost deck. So I started with these Ornithopters and Phyrexian Walkers to try to do. Originally, it was the Battered Golem Retraction Helix combo that I was trying to do, and I had Ninja of the Deep Hours, which I thought was a cool interaction with Ornithopter, but I ended up cutting all that because it just ended up working as an aggro deck a lot better. I was running a lot more land before, and I ended up getting angry one day that I kept getting land flooded, and so I've cut the deck down to, I cut it down to 12 land, and then I cut it down to 13, and I actually feel like this gives me a huge advantage because in aggro matchups, a lot of the time I can grind them out by just simply drawing less land than they do. With 4 Springleaf Drum and 13 land, it's almost like I'm playing like what is that, 17? I've worked out the math, and it's like I want to say like 13% of hands aren't going to have any land in them, but if I even have one, a lot of the time I can keep going, and it hasn't been that big of an issue. Most of the games I just win anyway. My win rate in tournament practice is really high. But then the rest of the deck is just like things with affinity. Anything with affinity, all of my zero cost artifacts count basically like a land, but they're reusable in a turn, so I can like Thoughtcast Hover Guard in a turn. They also count for Metallic Rebuke, and I can use them with the Springleaf Drum. They hold Bone Splitters really well, so if I can find a Bone Splitter, I can put it on any of my creatures and end up busting through a line. Being a really low cost, low mana deck, I can run Preordain and Thoughtcast and still go really quickly. The thing I think most people wonder about when they see the deck is why I'm not running more Gear Serpent. When I'm only running 13 land and 4 of them are Darksteel Citadel, it was just a little bit clunky to run more than 2. I could see running more, but I think it's a little bit too risky. And then the sideboard, I have 4 Spreading Seas. This is pretty much for Tron. Sometimes I can hit bounce lands with it, but I'll admit this is probably not the best sideboard. It needs Hydroblast. I don't own Hydroblast, so I don't own it, so probably just switch the Spreading Seas out for those if you own them and you plan on building this. 3 Relics, because Ghostly Flicker decks, and always good to pack a Relic. Then I have like this other like Spell Pierce Dispel, Annul plan that I usually just switch out for Metallic Rebuke. Oop. And yeah, just switching out my counterspell package for a better one post board is what I end up doing a lot of the time, more targeted. And then Piracy Charm. A lot of the time, I bring that in against like Delver, so I can either like kill a fairy, kill a Delver. Sometimes it just like I can punch through damage with the Island Walk or the +2/+1, because all of my creatures besides like Vault Scourge have more than 1 toughness, and that can wear a Flare Husk. Flare Husk also gives me a lot of staying power and end game stuff. So, alright, I think I'm gonna get started. Okay. Alright, so I have 2 land, a Flare Husk, and a Springleaf Drum. I want to be able to... yeah, I'll keep. But I want This isn't the greatest hand. I want to be able to play the Springleaf Drum first turn, I believe. So the second turn I can play Flare Husk without it getting bolted or anything. Alright, so we're going against real Affinity. Phyrexian Walker was a really good draw. Speeds me up by a turn. So we're going to have 3 artifacts when we're done with this turn. Just going to be yielding. We'll really see how screwed we are this turn. Okay, Springleaf Drum, no land. That's really good for us. Preordain is a pretty good draw. 1, 2, 3. I want to get this on the field this turn. 4, 5, 6. This is essentially free. So this is going to cost 2. I wish I could have cast a Preordain, because if I draw any more land, it's going to be bad. But alright, so this means he's going to have access to 2 mana. A Metallic Rebuke would be really nice. Not the best draw. Vault Scourge is pretty good. It's only 1 power right now, and I kind of wish I had... That's not good. I kind of wish I had like a Bone Splitter or something for it. But it might be the difference between... this is tough, actually. I want to keep it. Or do I just want something bigger? Vault Scourge is tough. So he's down to 3 cards. Plus the Chromatic Star. I would try to get a Counterspell or something better. Thoughtcast is good. So we've run out of steam this turn. But I think if we put that Vault Scourge on top, we would have gotten less far in our deck to get something actually big and useful. So we probably made the right decision. It's already down to 14. So he scooped pretty quick. But we were going to draw a Bone Splitter and probably beat him anyway. Oh. That is not relevant today, that alarm. Alright, so I think we're going to bring in a null. And as Reddit reminded me, I don't remember the user's name on Reddit, Spreading Seas does not make artifacts land and not artifact lands. So I'm just going to not worry about those. Part of me wants to cut the Metallic Rebuke. But part of me, I think I might go 1 with a Rebuke and then 1 with a Phyrexian Walker. My reasoning with that is, like, I think there are too many of these in the deck, but I can't really... I think the main deck, they're correct. They end up being blockers against this deck most of the time, because with the 4/4s, I would have to have like 2 Bone Splitters on a Phyrexian Walker. So they end up just being like a mana. I don't want to slow myself too down much. I don't want to slow myself down too much though by cutting more, so that I can keep this rebuke. But it is tempting. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. So we got 2 land, which is about what we need. One, we can have 2 artifacts turn 1. I'll keep this. It's kind of funny how many times you can actually just focus. If you just yield turn 1 when you know that they're going to be going first, some people will do what I do every time and yield, and they'll screw up. Okay, this is probably going to be a Frogmite. No? I don't think that was correct of him. He should have waited until I played something on it. A Volscourge by itself. Well, I kind of see why he did that, actually. It denies my affinity. Okay, so I have 1 artifact. I can go up to 2. So we're going to lead with Preordain. I don't want... well... I don't want this for sure. But I need artifacts. So I think I'm going to keep the Walker. With a second Bone Splitter sometime, which eventually I'm going to draw. I believe that this will be able to get through, and just having another artifact on the field for free is pretty good. I was tempted to get the other land, but if I take lands early like this when I already have 2, I'm going to hit more, and that's not going to be good. Who is texting me? My brother. He's just telling me we rode almost 13 miles on our bikes last night. Okay, so he hasn't done anything relevant yet. 1, 2, 3. For 1 mana I can get 2 Frogmites on the field and play my Thoughtcast. And then leave up Metallic Rebuke. I could play a Dangerous Game and Thoughtcast, but since he's been Creature Light, I'm just gonna pass. I'm gonna head on board anyway. Sure, Springleaf Drum is fine. We can get this. 1, 2, 3. Green. Okay, so it looks like he's gonna be playing oh, he's just popping his Chromatic Star. He might have the card. Yeah, so he had Carapace Forger. I can still bust through with a Frogmite. Oh, I can get through with pretty much everything right now. And my Thoughtcasts are each 1 mana. So I'll be drawing hopefully 4 cards this turn. Actually, hopefully less, so that I'll end up playing something. I want to spend that money on like a Somber Hover Guard. I still think that's weird that he's sorcery speeding those. Like that one, I can't think of a reason for. So there's my other Bone Splitter. And I'm just gonna Thought Cast, because I don't mind hitting a land. And that's what I usually avoid lands with my Preordains. I made it so that I can't equip my Bone Splitter this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so him Galvanic Blasting, that was actually relevant. That means I can't play my Mirror Enforcer this turn. But like, see what's going on here with he's been playing things every turn. I know he's only hit a couple of actual action spells. Oh, that was lucky of him. He should have attacked. So I'm going to lead off with this Preordain to see what I draw. I think I want both of these. Gear Seeker later, Thoughtcast first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I play this Bone Splitter, I can't attack this turn, but I can play 2 Mirror Enforcers. He's 1 card in hand. It's a Prophetic Prism. It's pretty good for him. If he plays an Atog, that's pretty bad for me. I'll probably end up having to attack once a turn. So the debate is if I stack block with Frogmites, or do I just trade off my Enforcers? I think I'm going to actually just trade off my Enforcers. I'd rather have more bodies because I have Bone Splitters, and I don't want to get blown out by a Galvanic Blast. It's a Fling or something. Dimir Battle Rage. Okay. I'd rather him use it on that 1-for-1 me. So now my Gearseeker Serpent is going to be a big problem for him, I feel like. He's going to have to like 2-for-1 himself or something. It's going to start blocking, and I feel like I'm going to pull ahead in damage. I have actually activated Gearseeker Serpent to be unblockable, and we take down our first round. Sweet. Update the record. That was pretty quick. I feel like that guy gave up a little bit easy. Like, an Atog and then a Fling. Maybe he's not running Fling, but an Atog and then a Fling probably would have just won him the game on the spot. I didn't like end up doing the math and counting or anything, but it could have happened. But on to the next match. Okay. So I don't have any blue. let's see, 1, 2, 3. We end up playing a Mirror Enforcer fairly quickly, and we don't have that many blue cards. This is a bad hand, I know it is. But this if you get a land and you have 7 cards in your hand, you're usually pretty okay just keeping it. Don't know what he's playing. So I need to either play Flayer Husk or Bone Splitter so that he doesn't like kill my creature. I guess there's not a creature that I could play. And I do want him to kill my Flayer Husk. So I'm gonna let him do that if he has the option. Just bolts my face. So we're playing against Burn, and Vault Scourges are as good as gold against this deck. So the Darksteel Citadel isn't really going to punish us for not having those. Curse is pretty slow against us. Just going to attack here. Gut shot me, bro. The Bone Splitter is going to make the Frogmite free. And then we're going to start running into problems. If we don't draw a land soon, or any other artifact, we're not going to be able to play our Enforcers, and we're going to fall behind in this race. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we're 1 short. I'm just going to probably equip to my Ornithopter. I'm actually going to equip to my Germ. Just making sure I was counting right. Okay. Can't block. We need our artifact too much. And let's just hope he doesn't have like a Searing Blaze or something. Thermal Alchemist. So that means I'm gonna re-equip my Bone Splitter so that I can get through one more point of damage. Might as well swing. No. Leaving back Flayer Husk prevents his Firebrand Archer attack. But we really need to draw a blue soon. Or really any artifact. A 0-mana artifact would be the best. Okay, so he's kind of creature flooded. He might propose a trade. I wouldn't if I were him, but he might. Okay, so we hit the perfect land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're up to 6. So we're going to play artifact number 7. So it makes this one free. And then I'd rather just get more power on the field. No reason not to attack with this Flayer Husk. If you see me dropping frames, it's because OBS is tough on my computer. So he's going to have to kill us this turn, which is very possible. Oh gosh. Very, very possible now. Yeah, I'm going to be down to 4. He's got 1 damage with his Curse of the Pierced Heart, and then 1 damage with Thermal Alchemist, so Oh, Fire Blast. We just got stalled too long, but you can see how we can race this deck pretty easy. So Piracy Charm can kill his 2/1 Firebrand Archer, or whatever it's called. Dispel seems kind of nice. Spell Pierce, I'm thinking about. Metallic Rebuke seems slow. Flare Husk seems slow. It's just a 1-mana 1/1. It's good to equip with Ball Scourge, but I don't think that's worth thinking about. So Gear Seeker Servant also seems slow. Which means we have an extra slot. I'm going to put in another Metallic Rebuke. And we're just going to try to draw a land this time, right? Blue one. So just making sure there's nothing. I'm going to do a Rebuke over Dispels because his creatures are what's like the big thing in this matchup. And Dispel also doesn't hit Curse of the Pierced Heart. If he casts an instant, it's just going to trigger his creatures anyway. So it's kind of just too late once he's cast it. So I'm going to play Rebuke to try to keep his creatures off the field. I wonder if I can make room for another. I think we use the same logic by bringing with this Spell Pierce. Gear Seeker I do think is too slow. Off the Flare Husks. No reason to annul, right? Okay. Yes, I'd like to play first. Just say no to that. And this is a little bit too land heavy, but it's not getting any better. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 artifacts in my hand already, which makes Somber Hoverguard a 2-drop. So I'm going to bottom the Springleaf Drum. Probably shouldn't play these Ornithopters. Did anyway. Lava Spike, it's probably his best turn 1. Oh, we hit another land. So we're going to start bolting him every turn with the Somber Hoverguard. And I'm going to really, really hope that it doesn't get Searing Blazed. We'll probably just lose the game if he Searing Blazes this right away. So he makes a land drop. It's the first thing he just needs to do to Searing Blaze. And he's doing something for 2 at sorcery speed. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And probably looks like we're going to lose against Burn. Sure. So then I'm going to just hit OK, fake out that we're playing Metallic Rebuke. Thermal Alchemist, that's good. Some Mirror Enforcer. That's step 1, I think. But he's just going to start dealing us damage every turn. Ugh. I wish I could play Cycling Lands in this deck. I wish I could play Cycling Lands in this deck. Oh, that's Echo. Okay. Oh my gosh. Sure. Don't blow me, bro. That's worse. Sure. Sure. Piracy Charm. So it's a 13 land deck, and we've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've drawn almost half of our land. I'm going to start trading off these Ornithopters for blocks. There's 4 cards in his hand, though, and I'm betting they're going to be doing tons of damage to us. I think this is a lost game. It's another land. We need him to flood out. Yeah. So this Lava Spike is doing 5 damage. Sure. Sure, okay. That was quick. We just really stumbled by drawing way too many land, I think. The deck is kind of designed not to draw that many land. There's plenty of action in our deck. Like, drawing 2 Ornithopter is like drawing 2 land to me, almost. And then I had 3 other land in my hand and a Somber Hoverguard. So it was like I had 5 land and a Somber, and then they just killed my Somber Hoverguard with the best possible spell on turn 2. Which is what Burn does, I suppose. Hi. Go away. This is a good hand. We're 1 artifact shy of casting Gear Seeker on turn 2. He's already mulliganed down to 5. That's pretty rough for him. Yield. Right. Forest. 9th edition Forest. Okay, so we can block this with our Phyrexian Walker, no problem. Springleaf Drum is optimal. He's probably confused. This is the power of the deck, I feel like. So even if he kills one of our creatures, like our Phyrexian Walker, we're still going to be able to Gear Seeker. Oh, this looks like Elves, actually. Hopefully we can just outrace these guys. This is like a really good turn 2 for them, though. He didn't play any more Elves. He could have played all of the other 1-drops in his hand, so he's probably got some of the bigger Elves. So there's a turn 2 Gear Seeker. I'll offer this trade. Then I'm going to fake like this is Metallic Rebuke for a while. I couldn't play it anyway, but we'll fake like I can. It's probably still on 1 land. So tap these 2, play a 2-cost elf. Priest of Titania. Okay. Healed. Is this cycling? Oh, it doesn't. So next turn he's going to be able to vomit his hand. If he has Distant Melody, he's going to be able to Distant Melody. Attack with these 3 for 8. And then this will make our next attack lethal. Hopefully he spends all of his mana Distant Melodying, but that's not going to happen. If he does that, he's just going to vomit his whole hand. That's what these 2 cards do together. There's 1, but it's a green. Another Birch Lore. I guess that doesn't tell me anything about Distant Melody or not. That's just another card. But our pressure is real. We're not really giving him any wiggle room anytime. He's going to have a spare mana if he Distant Melodies, though, and he'll be able to pop off all of his 1 costs. If it's a Nettle Sentinel, he's going to be able to really go off. It's a Lissalandra, so he can play a 2 cost and then any other 1 cost in his hand, but he's down to 2 cards. I think this means that we need to play our island, regardless of what we draw, so that when we hit enough land with Gearseeker, we can just beat in with Gearseeker unblockable. Lissalandra. Well-Wisher. That's very bad news. So then now he's going to have an extra elf as a blocker. So I can play and equip this Flare Husk. But we'll only be doing like 5 damage, especially if he starts jumping. We'll see how this goes. So right now, I can't attack with my Frogmite without either trading with or getting eaten by a creature. So I'm just going to put it on my Frogmite and make it less profitable for him. And hopefully just my pressure is going to force him to give up enough creatures to make it so he can't go off or something. But he has another elf in his hand right now. And he's going to like stabilize it too. Because now he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to be gaining 8 this turn most likely. 8 to 10, and then if it's a Curian Ranger, it's going to be a lot. Stabilizing at 2. So that's another Lissalandra. So the amount of tokens that he's going to be making and the amount of life off of this Well-Wisher is just going to be staggering. Oh, that's a really good elf. Just going to yield to these. Yeah, might as well auto yield. Oh, so close. Our Bomberman, my Bomberman deck would have torn this deck apart. It always does. Three. What's three? Thorn or Branchbender? What's that? Timberwatch. Oh, this Alana again. He's gonna be gaining, yeah, a ridiculous amount of life. It's no longer feasible for me to even attack with my Fragmite anymore. And he's gonna be able to trade like a Alana for my Gear Seeker. I'm not gonna quite give up yet. I have no kill spells in the deck. He's already got this Well-Wisher on the field. I think we're dead. We would have had to really like hoard out, and it just wasn't gonna happen. So we need Piracy Charm. Spell Pierce doesn't do anything at all. Spreading Seas kinda does, but he plays Curian Ranger. Now what are we gonna take out? I can see why the Flare Husks, like, I think I might keep in one so that I can buff up my Frogmite so that I can beat in or something like that. That seems a little bit weak though. Leave it around like that. We can still do this. I don't think we can do this with that. Well, I think we're forced to do. Oh my gosh, this doesn't even do anything. Oh, that's awful. So this will end up costing 2. I think we've lost. Ugh. This deck was performing really well in tournament practice against real decks. I ended up with like a 75% win rate with it. And then it's just eating itself right now. If I can just draw any creature, any castable creature, we're good. I think we're back to the races. Doesn't do anything. Still 4 mana away from Enforcer. Well, I guess 3 because this can tap for a mana. Okay, we need Piracy Charm and a creature. ASAP. We need a creature this turn, I think. Like Phyrexian Walker, Ornithopter, Vault Scourge. We have plenty of cards that we can draw. Okay, Phyrexian Walker is good. This is what we needed. And then... both of these do not answer the Well-Wisher. Sucks, I want to keep this Vault Scourge. Not that it matters, but we're going to stop taking damage. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, still one shy on the Mirror Enforcer. Oh, you can make so much mana. Kind of feel like it's crazy going into a tournament with Elves. You're going to beat all of the aggro matchups, I think. Well, I don't even know if that's true, because it can just lose to the right removal. And that's probably going to be a game for us. Targets the Bone Splitter. The Bone Splitter doesn't do anything. Springleaf Drum does. Alright, I want to see what I draw. I'm probably going to scoop. If it's a blue land, I don't know. There are certain draws that get me back into this. I'll try not to get tilted. So back up to 4 artifacts. 3 left for Enforcer. No, nothing to do. More bad news. Okay, I'm just gonna scoop. There's a Piracy Charm and a blue land. Too late though. Okay. Not gonna get tilted. Yes, keepable. Okay, so we need artifacts right now. So I'm tempted to take this Darksteel Citadel. Means we can cast our Frogmite next turn, then Thoughtcast the following turn. One, two, three. So we'll only be at 3 artifacts. I want to pitch this and keep the... Sure, pass the turn. If we draw one of our 0 costs, we can Thoughtcast next turn, as well as play as our Frogmite. Gitaxian Probe. This could be a couple of decks, but yeah, I'm not going to call it yet. Just going to play my creature. The Metallic Rebuke is making me feel better about this. Hopefully it's not a red land. Well... Okay. Yeah. One, two, three. This is essentially free. So then we can Thoughtcast or keep up our Rebuke. Well, make the game do math for me. Okay, yeah, 2. Let's start. This is a really, 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 really slow start. Okay, cast our Ornithopter. And we're up to 4 artifacts. So I'm gonna bait out a counterspell or something with Vault Scourge. We can keep up Rebuke now while we play Thoughtcast. Then we can Somber Hoverguard. And then... I'm not sure what he's playing, so I'm going to keep up Rebuke. What could he play? I think he's blue-red Delver. It's either that... Oh! I bet you it's the Kiln Fiend combo. And I'm definitely going to leave up Rebuke against that. I'll even let all my creatures die. Sure. Called it. So now we gotta go quick. Okay, before we get too hasty, let's Thoughtcast. Well, I'll equip this turn. And I'm going to spread out my damage a little bit. I'm just going to try to get as much power on the field as possible. Five, 6, 7 damage. So there's a 2-turn clock. Thoughtcast. I think I'm trying to get another Rebuke. So if I equip my Bone Splitter to my Flare Husk, it'll get through with its 1 damage, and I'll really have him on that 2-turn clock. With all the power I just played, I probably have him on it anyway. But I just want to make sure I get in. This is what I feel like the important part. I want to play Flare Husk because it makes Apostle's Blessing not just say artifacts and have him get through. He has to somehow deal with this Flare Husk. I could just end up dying to a Temur Battle Rage. Okay, we take it down. Alright, so this matchup is pretty tough since Piracy Charm doesn't deal with any of his creatures. Maybe a Vapor Snag somewhere in this board, maybe instead of one of these relics would be nice. For tempo, like decks we want to play tempo against. There's that new, what's it called? Otrana would be nice, and then for that new Exhume deck that's playing the Hexproof guys, it would also be nice. Mostly for Ulamog's Crusher. I might just send it back like this. More counter spells would be nice, but like there's nothing to cut for him. I feel like I need all of my creatures. I've been cutting the Phyrexian Walkers and Ornithopters. Maybe we'll do one again for this Spell Pierce. The Pauper! Yep. I always play Pauper. This is tough. I'm gonna set it back like this. This is just really good. I have access to 2 blue mana. I can make 1, 2, 3 artifacts turn 1. I am playing against, Izzet Blitz. Turn 1 G-Probe. Revolving Wells. That's a nice slow start. Blue mana. I don't know if that's a tell. Only time will tell. That's awful. So I'm okay drawing pretty much any card in our deck right now, so I'm just going to play this Frogmite. And then we can just play Thoughtcast next turn. So Ponder. He could have played a Kelp Paint this turn, so I'm much more happy with him pondering. Does not shuffle his library, that's like worst case. But we do draw up to our 4th artifact again, luckily. I'm curious what the right order to play these would be. I'm going to Thoughtcast first. One, two, three, 4, 5. So we can't play Enforcer anyway this turn. So I'm just going to start beating in. Let's go blue. What? Blue. Tap an untapped creature. Sure. Here. Okay. another ponder. He shuffled this time, but he has a Kiln Fiend. So this is bad. So I'm gonna need to preordain. That would have been nice a turn ago. Do I still want it? I kind of want both of these cards. I think I'm gonna have to gamble and play the Somber Hover card this turn. So I'm gonna play the Blown Spitter first, since I can like also play it. And we're just gonna try to race Kiln Fiend. We have blockers. He usually just skirts past him though. I'll tap this guy. No. I'll tap that guy. I'd rather have my guys that I can attack with be flying. So we're attacking for 7 next turn, so unless he takes action, we have him on a 2-turn clock now. Gush is what he needed to start with, just completely destroy us. Just yield. He must have drawn really poorly, because he just scooped there. Alright, so we're 2-2 now. Yikes. Yikes. This is keepable. One, two, three, 4. So I think that the second False Scourge is a little bit slow. I'll probably regret that if he ends up killing my first one. This deck mulligans a crap ton, though. That's kind of like the trade-off you get when you're playing like as few lands as I am right now. So go to 4 artifacts, and then we're gonna unmulligan myself. Yeah, Thoughtcast is fantastic. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast the Phyrexian Walker. It might make him lean less on killing one of my artifacts, but I doubt that's gonna be the case. Augur of Bolas stops our Frogmite. Put our value pants on this morning. I usually like casting Thoughtcast before my preordain. I'm gonna cast a land this turn. We'll see what happens when we attack. He blocks correctly. I'm gonna cast this. And then I'm gonna just jam my Hover Guard while I can. I don't know if there's a reason for us not to just yield. but I'm just gonna start clicking OK. So he cycled his land and then didn't make a land drop this turn, which is just wrong. You shouldn't do that. I should be on the field. Okay, he's looking for black. He's an Alchemy deck. Huh. Well, look for a Bone Splitter. Yes. I will take a Mirror Enforcer. I feel like our matchup against this deck is actually really good because we don't give it any time to, like, cast any of its cantrips or figure out what's wrong. So, okay, so probe. What are we at? Probe and counterspell. Still can't cancel that counterspell. And we win game 1. Alright. So we played against Elves, which is like a horrendous matchup for our deck since we have no removal. And we lost that game. Played against Affinity. We won that game. Oh, I'm trying to remember. I'll be posting the video in like a day of this, regardless of how well we do. And if people on YouTube want to let me know in the comments whether they want to see me post losing videos, that would be some good feedback. Like, what should I do if I lose a league? I don't know what to sideboard. Because Flare Husk is usually pretty good. Because it gets our Frogmites through his 1/3s. It's also a Chainer's Edict. Okay. I mean, that's what I was leaning towards anyway. Gearseeker Serpent is massive and good. It might be better than a Dispel. Or it might, yeah. Well, let's see. If I put Gearseeker for Dispel, it's probably right. Spell Pierce seems bad because he ends up getting so much mana. Yeah, I'm gonna throw it like that. Okay. So we have lots of artifacts, but they're all in the form of land. 1, 2, turn 1, and then we have 3, turn 2. We can't play Humber Garden until... I think we have to keep it and then just hope that we draw something good. That's pretty good. That means we can counterspell on turn 2 instead of just doing flat nothing. He's gonna counter this. Yeah. Which is fine. we got a slowish start. Okay, I'm gonna keep going slow. There's his black mana. Stormbound Geist. That's bad news. I think that means... Oh, man. 1, 2, 3, 4... This costs 3. So I think this is the way we're beating in now. He can't even block this with this. Fuck. Excuse my language. That's really, really bad. Because now it's Stormbound Geist. Oh, I should have brought in the Relic. I'm dumb. I might as well scoop now. And just bring in that Relic. We'll see. But it's going to be almost impossible for me to attack with this Stormbound Geist. Sure. Yeah, you can relic. It goes to the graveyard and then it sits there and triggers. And while the trigger's on the stack, you can eat it. Thoughtcast is good. I can Metallic Rebuke to keep it. Oh my god. Oh, that value. Look at this. Mmm. I need to resolve this Bone Splitter. Yeah. Okay. Come on, Bone Splitter. A Flare Husk, I think, would be amazing, amazing, amazing. Because it would mean we get another attack in with our Somber Hover Guard without losing it. Okay, at least it's not Gurmag Angler. You're funny, man. Yeah, just don't wear pants. The whole time. The lanes are pretty bad. So, okay. Six. So he's one away from being able to recast Evankar's Justice. I'm just going to start trading away my creatures. I have enough redundant ones that I think this is good. Just getting them off the field. If I added more equipment, it would be more Flare Husks. So now I can... I think I'm going to play my Vault Scourge and then leave my Ornithopter back as a... just like sandbag it. Yeah, that's kind of why. I wanted to be able to attack in the air. Second Stormbound Geist. I think that this is what we Metallic Rebuke. We'll never get through if we keep that creature. Yeah, equipment with improvise is pretty good. I've thought about going and playing the hexproof improvise guy. I think we're gonna end up making this trade. Yeah, Bastion Inventor. Usually it means that we can't. I'm gonna play both of these just in case of. Put it on the Ornithopter. Bastion Inventor, the only reason I'm not playing him right now is he takes like pretty much an entire turn by himself to get on the field. Like I have to tap down most of my creatures. The Hexproof seems really, really nice though. I fight a lot of Chainer's Edicts though. We are kind of opening ourselves up to Evankar's Justice. So this Dispel would have been a Gearseeker Servant. I'm kind of kicking myself right now. Well, at least we sacked correctly. Yeah, if that was a Gearseeker Serpent, we would have been way better off. I think going slower against a deck like theirs probably is just wrong. And that's probably it. I've forbidden Alchemy once. He kind of just spells like he's gonna have so much card selection now that so we can either protect it or just protect our next guy, and I think we're gonna have to protect our next guy. Let's see what it reveals. Okay. I would much rather have Vault Scourge than... Yeah, okay. I'm just feeling happy with myself that we didn't dispel that last thing. Because if he would have returned that Angler, it would have been over already. If he kills our Vault Scourge, it's over anyway. But it's probably over a couple turns ago. Yeah, beat me in the face. Yeah. So he's doing 6 a turn. I'll buy myself 1 turn if this attacks one more time. Actually, this Frogmite blocking the Augur. What's he getting back? It was the Gurmoging, right? Oh, Moldrifter. That's even worse. I'll concede. We can board correctly this time. So the spell is stupid. And I don't think you can actually keep up with this deck with just one Relic of Progenitus. I'm going to board out an Ornithopter, because he has those flyers that block my guys, and Phyrexian Walkers can potentially just get under them. They do get stopped by Gurmag Anglers, but hopefully the relics will just stop those from coming down before I can just go wide and kill him. I like doing artifacts for artifacts, so I'm thinking one more Ornithopter for my third relic. I don't care about it activating, so activating is fine. It's maybe just a little bit mana intensive. And then maybe the last one for this last Gear Seeker. Or a Hover Guard. That's probably right. Oh, thank you for popping up the chat over and over, MTGO. Yeah, let's try this. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna... I think turn 2 is a little bit quick for him to play something that I care about. So I'm going to pop off this Bone Splitter. Even Chainer's Edict I don't care about. Like, only thing would be Disfigure, and I'm not going to Metallic Rebuke a Disfigure. I have to rebuke the things that I, like, lose against. This is pretty good. Oh, that's kind of neat. He's probably going to cycle. Nope. So then he goes to discard. Hoverguard is pretty good. But it's forcing us to make that decision again. Yeah, I'm not even gonna like fake like I'm pretending like I have something else in my hand. I'm just gonna say that this board state is good enough to beat him. Ooh, that's a good draw. I want to get that on the field. Okay, does that change the math at all? I want to fight over this Gear Seeker, so I'm going to let that happen. So it's up to 12. I can't do 12 next turn. Oh, yes I can. Alright, so I win this next turn if he doesn't have a 1-mana bounce spell in his hand. Because 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I counter this. So I'm going to go for it. Blue, colorless, colorless. He's already played his land for turn. Yay! So we went 3 and 2, which isn't the worst thing in the world. So I think overall I didn't do as well as I thought I was going to be doing. When I was playing in the tournament practice queues, the deck felt unbeatable a lot of the time. I recorded my win-loss, and it was about 75% win. That's higher than any of my other decks. I'm not sure what I can attribute that to. Even in the tournament practice queues, my other decks don't perform that well. Maybe it's just bad luck. I might try this deck another week. Maybe I'll make some changes. I always keep all of my deck lists up to date, and you can find any of those on my Twitch channel. I'm going to be making... I'm hoping to make weekly content. If I'm feeling it, which I have been lately, I might do more than one a week. I'm not sure that all of them are going to be leagues, because I don't have that much money to spend on MTGO. I have a pretty big collection, but I don't really have a lot of money to just spend on ticks to dump into queues, so some of them might just be for fun queues. Another reason for that is I do a lot of brewing. So doing a league with a brew is not always the best idea. I might just post, like, they might be longer videos. They might be about the same length, but sometimes the brew just doesn't make it to a league strength. I also have some decks that were never meant to get to league strength. So make sure to follow me on YouTube, or subscribe to me on YouTube, like my video. You can comment if you have any feedback. But thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully see you next week.